Here's a quick video on the current state of the crypto bear market whilst I work on my next mega piece. 10 stocks to 10x over the next 10 years. Don't worry if you don't want to hold for 10 years. I know a lot won't have the patience. You can take profits at 2x, 3x and then forever be asking me when will they drop so you can buy back in, which will be first made available to patrons who support my work. So for immediate first access to all of my analysis trend forecasts, then do consider becoming a patron for just $9. Crypto, so here's my current state. I'm 87% invested in ETH, 59% Coinbase. Circle, oh, I've gone all in, 121. Actually, this is out of date. Yeah, this is 7th of July. I'm actually higher now, 127%. I know that in Circle. Right, Bitcoin is about 0.5% portfolio. Solana, altogether cryptos account for 4% of my portfolio. What do I expect? At least a 2x, probably 3 to 4x. Anyway, let's see what the current state of the crypto bear market is. For Bitcoin, targeting 44k, and this trend is as of January, but my forecast is as of 16th of August, before the bull market topped, which I expected to top around 134k, between 120 and 134k. Actual was 125, I think, and before it topped, my target was 44k. However, if it gets to between 48 and 38k, I'll be plenty happy. I was just perfect. Just as the top was perfect, target 120k to 134k, actual was around 125k. Perfect. So will be the next bear between 48k and 38k, with base case 44k. Sub 50k is what I actually seek. Current state, we're having a corrective rally. Yep, targets 48k. So about 19% drop from the low. For the final low, timeline is as per trend by, we could put it in the bottom between early August and mid-September, in that zone. Around 48k to 40k, base K 44k. So that's Bitcoin. What about the others? CleanSpark, ooh, that's crypto mining. That's subject to AI, compute. If this drops to 8.5, I'll be buying again, just as I did in March. Bought it and sold virtually all, and I'll start accumulating again. Coinbase, ooh, that's a messy chart. Let's see if we can get it less messy. It could drop as low as 90k, but I've not been waiting for that. I've been buying sub 190, accumulating, then distributing, distributing during this volatile range. It's been as low as 139, which has allowed me to get to 59% invested, and it could, in the final capitulation, see sub 100. But I wouldn't wait to accumulate. If it drops, then I would probably double my position to around 100% invested from current 59%. Next crypto. Let's have a look. What's next? Circle. Oh, this is my favorite crypto. This is my current favorite for this bull market. It dumped. Let's see. It dumped to 50, allowing me to get overextended, then rocketed to 136, then dumped again. This is what the kind of stocks I like, that rocket, that move, high vol. So you can accumulate, buying the deep dips, and you're going to more than 2x, 3x nearly, from 50 to 135. That's nearly a 3x. You cannot not make a profit. Then I sold, I think, about half, and then it fell, and I accumulated some. Distributed again at 140, and I've been accumulating again, getting heavily exposed. Base case is 60, and which is virtually achieved. and it could continue lower to 50. Let's see if I've got any percentages for it. Yeah, percentage target is 60. That's my base case, and it could target to the upside 200. So how much profit am I going to make on this? Yeah, if you say you bought here at 65, is it 60? It's already gone up. 65 to minimum 138 is a 2x. To achievable during the next bull 200 is a 3x. So you're going to make a 3x. Coinbase, we look at Coinbase, off current 160 is a minimum. Minimum during the next, minimum is 33% for trimming, and for the next bull market I would say it's going to go over 300. Is a 2x minimum, and it'll probably trade to new all-time high, but the base case is you're going to see at least a 2x, and if you get lucky maybe near a 3x, but that's pushing it. Base case is going to get to around 115% profit. That's from buying here. Obviously if your average is lower, if I extend this down to the target zone, and you're looking at 250%, 260%, and 3x, 4x. In fact, this is a 3.5x off 88 if it gets that low. I'm not waiting for that low. 120 was my base case for this, and it's got to 120, 140. Right, that's Coinbase. Let's move on to ETH. What can ETH do? Oh, it's been as low as 1500. I had it penciled in that it could go lower. What's the trend pattern? Yeah, trend pattern, it could go as low as 700. I'm not waiting for 700 because that'd be pushing it. Base case was around 1400, which it virtually achieved, and it could go as low as 700. What about the upside for ETH? Upside for the ETH is 4800. Yeah, back 4700, back there, and off of current price, that's 150% profit. Trimming zone 30%, trimming zone 2 near 100%. I say base case is 4,000 for 120%, and it'll probably reach 4,700. At 4,700, folk were saying, "Why are you selling, Nadeem? Why are you selling, Nadeem?" Or they'll be saying, "When can we buy?" It'll drop to 4,000. So is it a buy? I go, "No, it was a buy here. Why didn't you buy when it was 1,700? We did, but we sold out at 2,300. So that's ETH. Everything's pretty much going through clockwise. This is bloody volatile. But no, let's look at on this one. Yeah, it's volatile. So this is why despite being an ETH proxy, I would not put all my eggs in one basket, because it could fail to perform. Like to get to equivalent to 4,800, it would need to rise to 64, which off current is 4x. Can it 4x? I don't think so. Now if I go back to ETH, come on, what was it? ETH base case was a 2x, 3x. So what's a 3x for? What is a 3x for Beam? I don't think it's gonna go up to stupid. I don't think it can do. Alright, so it's not gonna do that. It's not gonna 4x. So 3x. Yeah, it could get to 49 from current, off base case of, well, it's already achieved its base case 12. So from 12, that's near a 4x. Remember, 100% is a 2x, 200% is a 3x. 300% is a 4x. So we could just about see a 4x. I don't think it's going to go to break above this. They're going to dilute it. Tom Lee's going to dilute the hell out of it. So these are achievable for BMNR, ETH proxy, but I think the link will start breaking down once it starts printing shares. Maybe as it breaks above here, around here, it'll start printing, and then it's going to be a grind. It's not going to get to 5x unless ETH goes to 10,000. It will underperform ETH, but it's a stock, so you can hold it in an ISA. What about micro crap? Ooh, a good little trend projection, and it's followed it pretty closely. It could trade down to 55 for a 90% drop. Current low has been 80, so it's pretty much achieved target between 80 and 55. I'm not going to commit too much because, like BMNR, they're going to dilute the crap out of it. I don't see it going above this high. How high could it go? Well, this is a Bitcoin leverage proxy. See if it gets to 350. That's from current. That it's going up to here. 188 is a 2x. 3x, 287. That's a near 4x. I think he's going to find it tough to get above 350. Unless Bitcoin goes nuts and goes to somewhere like 160, which I don't think it will. I think Bitcoin upside. Well, it should target 120k. You'll have resistance at 88 here, but you'll overcome 98. And then I think treacle zone is going to be between 115 and 135. I don't think it's going to take off like a rocket. It's going to find it tough above 115. It should achieve 120. Above that, I don't know. 120 is my target, same as for the last bull market. So for MicroStrategy, I think you should be aiming for first 100%, around 190, then 350 is my base case for near 4x. Whew. So 100%, that's 2x. That's 3x, 280. And near 4x around 350. It could go a little higher depending on what Bitcoin does. I don't think it's going to break above 450. I don't think it's going to see a new all-time high again. That's MicroStrategy. What else? ADA. Oh, this is a pile of shit. You could get one off current. Or off the low, recent low of 13. 100%, 2x, 28, not much. We've all accumulated. Our average is going to be less than that. 3x, 42, that's achievable. I think it's going to be tough to get above 60. My base case for ETH, for ADA is 60. So that's still 430% off the low. What about, say, off current? Still blooming 360%. But I wouldn't commit too much to this. It's garbage. And now for the main attraction. Solana. Oh, this is my favorite crypto. Generated loads. Traded down to 60. What's been my base? Oh, there's the trend. You can see the trend, which is followed quite closely. It's going to be volatile as it carves out. It could have carved out a bottom at 60, but I doubt it. I don't know where the low will be. At worst capitulation, I see 30. Don't mean we're going to get to 30. I'm expecting it to get in the 40s, so I don't think this is the low. 60, I think it's going to break below 50 and trade into the 40s, maybe see 45. And upside. So what's the upside potential? Let's look at the percentages, if I've done any. Oh, already put in, it's 200. Okay, so this is the one. So of 70, which is achieved. So let's take this down to the low, 60. So how high could Solana go during the next bull market? This is my favorite crypto, you know, outside of the circle, outside the stocks. 60% to trimming zone, and then another trimming zone, 144. I wouldn't sell too much. That's 240% profit. Base case, I see I don't know if it's going to go to a new all-time high, but I see it to over 200. It could go to a new all-time high. That would be over 300. It could, because I can see over 300 for 330% profit. I'd say base case is, yeah, 4x. You know, it can't get much easier than that. It's a 4x. Solana is a 4x off the low, and off the current price of, it's already up 78. Trimming zone is not far, 20%. The next trimming zone near 100%. Another trimming zone 200, and I expect it to target at least 230, between 230 and 260 for a 3x, 330%. So from 200 it's a 250%, and to 260 it's a 330% profit. That's if you buy now. So that's my crypto's current state of the bear market. Everything's going pretty like clockwork. It's even given, you know, especially Circle is given huge opportunities to trim, you know, so that my position's gone overextended and then halved again, and then overextended and halved again. What more could you ask for? Yeah, I gone heavily, like 140% invested it, then sold half there, then added maybe 20% on this drop, then sold half again. So I was right, something like 50% invested, and on now I'm at near 130% invested on this dip, and as it goes up I'll trim. Well, I won't trim as much. I'm not gonna like half my position. I'll probably sell at least 20% on this rally to here, 20-30%, because this is in its final stage. It's in its final stage of the bear market. So what you sell now, I've got no, where's the trend? Well, here's the target 4, and then you got a 5 coming up here. So it's in its final stages of the bear market. So you don't want to like sell out here at 130. Yeah, you made a huge profit, huge 100% profit, but then it'll keep going higher and higher and higher. You know, 100% becomes 200%, 200% becomes 300. I know how it's gonna go. People are gonna sell out here, and they're gonna ask me, and Nadeem, when's it gonna dip so we can buy back in? Is it gonna go back down to 80? Is it gonna go back to 60? I go, no, bro, you're not blowing it because you made 100% profit. You should be happy with what you've got. But you know, is that what I did? You know, yeah, I've trimmed some on the chance it drops to say it gets to 135 and it has a correct, because it is volatile. Like this correction here has a similar correction back down to about 90. So I would seek to capitalize on such a drop to here, a 40% drop. You know, so trim maybe 25% of my position, which is the chance that it drops here again so I can rebuy. But it's a chance. It could just take off, yeah, and double again. That's the risk with overselling, over trimming. You know, everything looks perfect in hindsight, but here you'll have to make a decision how much to sell. I would, depending on the price pattern, I assume I would sell around 20% to 25% with a view to accumulate on the dip if it happens. If it happens, great, I'll buy back in, cash in, and then get ready for the big pump. Or I could, or if it just trades there for a while, I could just keep buying and selling, which is what I've effectively been doing. Buying and selling, which is what I've done here. Buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. I could keep doing that and making, 40%, 50% upside and 30% down, 50%, 30%, 50%, short a little bit, tiny bit, a fraction. So that's what I would be doing with Circle. Try and trade the range if it stayed in the range, but eventually it's going to bust out during the bull market. At the moment it's in a bear market, so that's why I don't think this is the low, but I'm not waiting for the low. It could go down to 50. It's already been down to 50. It could go down there, make a double bottom, maybe trade a little bit lower, but that's pushing it. That's like getting too clever for one's boots. Trying to tell the market what it should do, because that'll give you the biggest profit. Telling the market it should drop here so you can buy, when it's more likely it's going to go up here, and then you're going to sell here, telling it, now you want it to drop back down to here so you can buy it, when it'll probably do some variation, maybe drop to here. So I would start accumulating around 101, because it might not make it here, and if it makes it there and goes lower, then great, I'll keep buying, because it won't do. The market won't do exactly what you expected. If it does roughly, like here, it could have fell back down to 60 there, but it didn't. It bottomed at 80, so I accumulated between around 101 and as low as it went, and then it went up and I trimmed. I trimmed there. Now here it looked like it was going to go down to 60, but it didn't. It stopped early. Similar here, is reached target of 60, so it's achieved the original target. Now I doubt if my analysis is going to be exact, and it's bottomed, so I'm expecting it to fall to 50, but it's a chance. That the chance is low. It's not, I would say it's a coin flip. From 66, if it's going to go to 50, it's a coin flip. So if it drops, I will add more overexposure. That's why I'm 127% invested. This would take me to around 150% invested. This would take me from 127 down to around 100% invested. So I'm still fully invested. Now if it drops again, I'll go back to 125%, 130% invested. If it goes up, I'll go back down to 100, go back down 100. See? You want to have exposure to capitalize on moves. You want to have cash to accumulate, and you want to have position to distribute. Because when it has a real takeoff, right, to over 200, you want to have a sizable position to sell into the rally. Anyway, that's my cryptos update. It was supposed to be a short video, but it's over 20 minutes long. Do remember to subscribe for my next mega piece article, 10x stocks in 10 years, and you don't have to wait 10 years. You can sell for 2x, 3x, and then forever be asking me when will they drop so you can rebuy, because you've sold and you wanna buy back in. Too late. The train's left the station. And that will be made available to patrons who support my work for just $10, which is nothing. Is it? No, it's not $10, it's $9. No, I'm not going to up it to $10. I'll keep it at 9. It covers the cost. No, Patron, I underpriced it by way too much. $3 doesn't cover the cost. You need at least $4.50 to cover the costs. All the bloody cost they bolt on, and anyway, that's another story. So $9 per month for immediate first access to all of my analysis trend forecasts, which is nothing for what you get access. If you get 2x, how much you're gonna make? You're gonna make more than You're on a $5,000 position. How much are you going to make on a 2x? Yeah, 5,000. How many months is that? How many decades? Centuries? Yeah, 5 grand will 2x. 5,000. 3x. 10, 15. Everything's guaranteed. Yeah, it's high risk, but it's paid off. Those who followed me into the fire here got out at least 50% profit. Some made more, and then accumulated another opportunity to trim, at least 50% profit again. Now we've got this opportunity to accumulate. So basically, you know, how much of your position are you actually paying for, given how much profit people have turned over? Anyway, I'm 127%. I put my money where my mouth is, and I've told you what I'm going to do. Circle's my main one. But Bitcoin's the safest one. It's going to see 100k. It's going to see 120k. Above that, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's too far away. Yeah. Coinbase, that's going to 2x. It's going to see 300, maybe 350. ETH, I can see over 4,000. I can see 4,000, which is a pretty decent return. And is BMNR, that's the dodgy one. This is dodgy. It implies it could see, I don't think it's going to do a 4x. I think Tom Lee's going to dilute the crap out of this one. That's why I keep track of where it was trading relative to ETH. So when ETH goes up, I can see if it's tracking it or not. So you get early warning that he's diluting it. He's doing something dodgy. To get to 40, look here, 40, look, that was 5,083. You can see the dilution there. Yeah, 4,800, 40, he's diluted it by 10%. No more, 20%. What's this dilution from here to here? 10% dilution. He's going to dilute the crap out of it. You're not going to see a 4x. People are going to be, oh, is he going to get to 60? No, he's not going to get 60. He's going to, if you get lucky, it matches ETH. ETH, I'm expecting where's it gone? Got so many different tabs. So I'm expecting E to 3x. So if BMNR 3x's, 1, 2, 3x. Oh, what am I doing? It's 2x. What have I done? See, I'm expecting ETH, yeah, to 3x. So BMNR 3x off the low is only around 39. So if it gets to 39, I think it can do 50. My target is between 40 and 50 for a 4x. It's not going to get there for a 5x. So between say a 3x and a 4x, somewhere in between 30 and 40, that's what you're going to get from BMNR, because it's going to get diluted. But it's still, that's a huge profit. It's not a tiny amount. 100%. Like, take it off current, because that's where we are. 100%, yeah, that's doable. 32, 40% is 40. Is 165% profit. 50 is 230% profit. That'll do me. 2x would be, a 3x. Around 45. That's perfect. From current to 45 for the 3x. That's my target. I'll start distributing around yeah, around 33. Start distributing, start trimming, getting out 33 and more. Once it starts going over 40, sell more. And by 50, I would have sold 90%. I'll be sold 90%. It is quite a chunky position. 87% invested, 0.5%. Coinbase is bigger because that's more reliable, less volatile. This is more higher risk. Circle's my big bet, 121% invested. Because what it is, I made a lot of profit on Coinbase already. That's why it looks smaller. You know, during the previous bull market. MicroStrategy, about MicroStrategy. That's a gamble. It should. There's no guarantee, but it should get to at least over 300, but around 330. That's still pretty. Nearly a 3x, 250% profit. 100%, yeah, that's doable. 200%, yeah, for a 3x, that's doable. Near 4x, that's going to be I don't think it's going to break above 460, not unless Bitcoin goes nuts, which I don't think it will. So I have bought quite a chunk of MicroStrategy, but no hard cash invested. So what am I doing? I'm investing the previous profit with no money at risk, because there's a chance it dies. I don't want to be down on it when it dies, so I'll be trimming at 100%, trimming early, 100%, and trimming it, and be out by, I'll have sold 90% by 330. Whatever happens, let 10% ride. Anyway, I've got to stop it there. It's over 30 minutes. And this video is a mere fraction of my extensive analysis that is first made available to patrons who support my work. So for immediate first access to all of my analysis and trend forecasts, then do consider becoming a patron by supporting my work for just $9 per month, which is nothing compared to what you get access to. I try to do best by my patrons. Folk only need to go read my articles open to the public and the literal thousands of comments under them. Look at this one, 2,200, nearly 2,300 comments under this article, which shows the level of engagement with patrons. Keep calm and carry on buying AI tech stocks as they deviate from their highs. Where the greater the deviation, then the greater the buying opportunity presented. Keep calm and carry on buying. Quantum AI tech stocks. Access to my latest mega analysis, a comprehensive 3-part guide on how to really get rich during 2020 that has exclusively been made available to patrons right now. You can go and read the 3 guides right now, full access, which is a truly epic piece of work that took me the whole of 2023 to write, which condenses down my lifetime knowledge and experience down to some 60 chapters, which is on top of my ongoing analysis and trend forecasts that are made available to patrons for just $1 per month. There are no bolt-on extras, no courses, no other crap that all these con merchants do. You get full access to everything. So, did you buy the October 22 bloodbath, especially in tech stocks, FANGs, with the likes of Meta plunging below $100? Well, I and my patrons did. Go read my articles and the comments posted under them. We got well blooded by catching all those falling knives. Did you make the mistake of listening to the likes of Clown Kramer on the Cartoon Network, who stated Meta, amongst others, was finished? Meta finished at $100 a share.
was the mother of all buying opportunities. This clown stated it was finished. Says it all about Clown Kramer and the Cartoon Network.
They're finished. They're finished as places.
They're finished. They're finished as
places to invest.
We keep talking about this falling knife, as if the knife continues to fall. Though there are people who look at this and say,
look, I'm looking at the money coming out. Where's the money coming from to buy to buy industrials? It certainly isn't coming from new people saying, "Wow, it's time to put money in the stock market," because they get such a great rate on the 2-year. I think it's money coming rotating out of companies that have dominated this market for the last decade and into companies like Caterpillar who actually know what the hell they're doing.
Are you thinking that the tech companies that I think that you're disappointed in are going to get religion, if you will, and get disciplined? And what does discipline look like?
You know what they are? I would call them atheists. They believe in nothing.
That's a nihilist.
Meta? I don't know. I think they have to change the name again. They really do. I mean, you can't be saying Meta. I don't know. How about loser? How about stupuda? I don't know. Anything doesn't even matter. I don't know if they can make a comeback. The facts have changed, and I have to change with it. I believed. I thought I'd be safe. I was wrong. Bottom line, forget being leaders. Big stocks are now followers in a post-COVID era, where we're learning that their earnings were far more inflated by the pandemic than we knew. We're just now discovering that tech emperors have no clothes, if they're even emperors at all.
So at least give it a try. Read the comments, see the depth of analysis. You won't be sorry because I do my best by my patrons. Go that extra mile. Gaining access to over 35 years experience. Right from before the 1987 crash straight through to this stock's bear market. That will ride the quantum AI megatrend into the future.